Konnichiwa! Press the bell icon and never miss a video from AnimeLord Senpai.
This video is sponsored by Kurzpell from KOG Games. Kurzpell is a free-to-play anime-style action battle game played from a third-person perspective. Players can battle it out in both PvE and PvP mission-based battle modes with massive boss monsters. Players utilize karmas, which are the methods used to indicate weapon and class types when charging into battle. Each character gets to use 2 types of karmas. Well guys, Kurzpell is absolutely one of the best looking anime games out there. It's also got a great combat system. Like, a really great combat system. The best part is, you can create your own waifu in the game. If you're a waifu lover, then this game is definitely for you. Now let's talk about the new karma class added in the new Ethica update. This added the first healer support class in the game. It's called the Sacred Guardian, who wields a gigantic hammer and is not to trifle with. This class is an overall pretty cool moveset. Even though it's not the fastest, basic strike moves have a nice weight and impact to them, making the hammer a really satisfying weapon to use. So guys, if you're into anime games or you're a waifu lover, or even just looking for a good RPG, then this is the game for you. Go to the video description or the pinned comment, click on the given links, and download it from Steam right now. Thanks for watching this and enjoy the rest of the video. Coming in at number 10 is In Another World with My Smartphone. In a thoughtless blunder, God accidentally strikes down Toya Mochizuki with a stray bolt of lightning. As an apology, God offers him one wish and the chance to live again in a magical fantasy world. Toya happily accepts the offer, and for his one wish, he asks only to keep his smartphone with him as he begins his journey into this mysterious world. Starting over in this new world, Toya finds it is filled with magic, which he has an affinity for, and cute girls vying for his attention. These girls provide Toya with no end of romantic frustrations, but also companionship as he discovers the secrets of this new world. Coming in at number 9 is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. When it comes to the fantasy MMORPG Cross Reverie, none can match the power of the Demon King Diablo. Possessing the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level, he overpowers all foolish enough to confront him. But despite his fearsome reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in gamer devoid of any social skills. Defeating hopeless challengers day by day, Takuma cares about nothing else but his virtual life. That is, until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world where he has Diablo's appearance. In this new world resembling his favorite game, Takuma is greeted by the 2 girls who summoned him, Rem Galoo, a petite Pantherian adventurer, and Shara L. Greenwood, a busty elf summoner. They perform an enslavement ritual in an attempt to subjugate him, but the spell backfires and causes them to become his slaves instead. With the situation now becoming more awkward than ever, Takuma decides to accompany the girls in finding a way to unbind their contract while learning to adapt to his new existence as the menacing Demon King. Coming in at number 8 is Knights in Magic. Having died in a car accident, Tsubasa Kurata, an otaku from modern Japan, is reborn in the Fremavilla Kingdom, a medieval world where powerful mechs called Silhouette Knights are used to fight horrific demon beasts. Born into a noble family under the name of Ernesti Echevarria and bestowed with prodigious magical abilities, he enrolls into the Royal Lahaila Academy. The School of Magic trains young men and women how to pilot the Silhouette Knights, prepping them to protect the kingdom from threats, both demonic and human. Ernesti teams up with the twins named Aldertrud and Archid Alter with the goal to create his own Silhouette Knight one day, a feat unheard of for several centuries. Coming in at number 7 is Arifureta, from Commonplace to World's Strongest. The ordinary life of 17-year-old otaku Hajime Nagamo is disrupted when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world and tasked with saving mankind. While his classmates are gifted with impressive abilities useful in combat, Hajime is belittled for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill that lacks any real offensive power. During an expedition in the Great Orcus Labyrinth, Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates, plummeting him to the bottom of an abyss. Though he survives the fall, Hajime is faced with menacing monsters and misfortunes that send him spiraling into a grim nightmare. Desperate to live and return home one day, he resolves to fight for his survival, only to meet an imprisoned vampire he names Yue, who is also seeking to escape the labyrinth. Taking an interest in him, Yue and a few others along the way accompany Hajime in his journey to find a way back home, while steadily transforming him from commonplace to the world's strongest. Coming in at number 6 is AnimeLord Retry. Akira Ono is an ordinary working adult who manages the MMORPG Infinity game. 15 years after creating the game, Ono decides to shut down the servers once and for all. However, as the clock strikes midnight, he somehow finds himself in the body of middle-aged Hakuto Kanai, Infinity Game's Demon Lord. Soon after his mysterious transportation, he witnesses the demon Griol chasing after a little girl named Aku. Although he quickly dispatches the creature, Hakuto is still concerned. After all, he does not remember creating the girl or the demon. Doubting whether he is truly in the world of his own creation, Hakuto decides to investigate. Bringing Aku along as his guide and companion, Hakuto sets out on a journey to find out exactly who or what summoned him to this fantasy world, all while leaving chaos and destruction in his wake. Coming in at number 5 is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Striking fear into the hearts of mortals, the demon lord Satan begins to conquer the land of Venta Isla with his vast demon armies. However, while embarking on this brutal quest to take over the continent, his efforts are foiled by the hero Emilia, forcing Satan to make his swift retreat through a dimensional portal only to land in the human world. Along with his loyal general Alciel, the demon finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and vows to return and complete his subjugation of Venta Isla. That is, if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan assumes the guise of a human named Sadao Ma'u and begins working at McDonald's, a local fast food restaurant, to make ends meet. He soon realizes that his goal of conquering Enta Isla is just not enough as he grows determined to climb the corporate ladder and become the ruler of Earth, one satisfied customer at a time. Whether it's part-time work, household chores, or simply trying to pay the rent on time, Hataraku Mao-sama presents a hilarious view of the most mundane aspects of everyday life, all through the eyes of a hapless demon lord. Coming in at number 4 is Drifter. At the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, Toyohisa Shimizu is the rear guard for his retreating troops and is critically wounded when he suddenly finds himself in a modern gleaming white hallway. Faced with only a stoic man named Murasaki and hundreds of doors on both sides, Toyohisa is pulled into the nearest door and into a world completely unlike his own. The strange land is populated by all manner of fantastical creatures, as well as warriors from different eras of Toyohisa's world who were thought to be dead. Quickly befriending the infamous warlord Nobunaga Oda and the ancient archer Yoichi Suka Takanasu, Toyohisa learns of the political unrest tearing through the continent. Furthermore, they have been summoned as drifters to fight against the Ends, who are responsible for the creation of the Orta Empire and are trying to annihilate the drifters. As the Ends grow more powerful, so does the Empire's persecution of elves and other demi-humans. It is up to Toyohisa and his group of unconventional heroes to battle in a brand new world war to help the Empire's subjects, while protecting the land to claim for themselves and challenging the Ends. Coming in at number 3 is the saga of Tanya the Evil. Tanya de Gurachaf is a young soldier infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits, which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hellbent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend to the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into world war, with only being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. Coming in at number 2 is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. 37-year-old Satoru Mikami is a typical corporate worker who is perfectly content with his monotonous lifestyle in Tokyo other than failing to nail down a girlfriend even once throughout his life. In the midst of a casual encounter with his colleague, he falls victim to a random assailant on the streets and is stabbed. However, while succumbing to his injuries, a peculiar voice echoes in his mind and recites a bunch of commands which the dying man cannot make sense of. When Satoru regains consciousness, he discovers that he is reincarnated as a group of slime in an unfamiliar realm. In doing so, he acquires newfound skills, notably the power to devour anything and mimic its appearance and abilities. He then stumbles upon the sealed catastrophe-level monster Storm Dragon Virudora, who'd been sealed away for the past 300 years for devastating a town in the ashes. Sympathetic to his predicament, Satoru befriends him, promising to assist in destroying the seal. In return, Virudora bestows upon him the name Rimuru Tempest to grant him divine protection. Coming in at number 1 is No Game No Life. No Game No Life is a surreal comedy that follows Sora and Shiro, shut-in neat siblings and the online gamer duo behind the legendary username Blank. They view the real world as just another lousy game. However, a strange email challenging them to a chess match changes everything. Their brother and sister are plunged into an otherworldly realm where they meet Tet, the god of games. The mysterious god welcomes Sora and Shiro to Discord, a world where all forms of conflict, from petty squabbles to the fate of whole countries, are settled not through war but by way of high-stake games. This system works thanks to a fundamental rule wherein each party must wager something they deem to be of equal value to the other party's wager. In the strange land where the very idea of humanity is reduced to child's play, the indifferent genius gamer duo of Sora and Shiro finally found a real reason to keep playing games, to unite the 16 races of Discord, defeat Tet, and become the gods of this new gaming is everything world.